up, you guys? A lot of you have been asking how my vegan plant-based journey has been going, and it has been awesome. You've asked what I eat. Well, today I'm gonna show you 3 of my favorite vegan recipes. Can't wait to share them with you. The recipes and everything I mentioned will be listed in the description below, so check it out. When I first went on this journey of vegan plant-based diet, I knew that I didn't want it just to be a diet, I wanted it to be a lifestyle. So I was like, okay, what are the things that I know I can't live without? So we're gonna start with breakfast. The main thing was pancakes. How do you live without pancakes? Because remember, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. Key thing is when you are baking, this is like a baker's tip, you always mix your wet and your dry ingredients separately, and then you bring them together. I am starting with applesauce. This is going to be the base. I'm going to put that in there. Make sure that we measure things correctly. Again, you guys, all the measurements and the exact recipe is in the description, so you can check that out. Boom. Now we are adding some almond milk to our batter. I don't know about you guys, but whatever the ingredients say, I always add just a little bit more because I feel like I don't want dry pancakes. I like a good moist pancake. I just made sure that was filled to the very, very top. And now, moving right along, mix this together, whip this together. I usually do this with a fork, but I've got a spoon here, so that'll work. Now moving right along to the dry ingredients. Organic oat flour, gluten-free preferably. You're gonna need some baking powder, some coconut sugar, which I'm such a huge fan of because it definitely has the same effect of sugar and it adds that sweetness, but it's coconut sugar, so that's a whole other thing that I've been learning about. Organic ingredients are best. It might cost a little bit more, but hey, health is wealth. So we're gonna start with the organic oat flour. I love learning about why these ingredients are, you know, better for you, better for your system. I know that a lot of people are affected by gluten. I'm not particularly allergic to gluten, but I do realize a difference when I don't eat gluten. I just feel like my digestion is better. Throwing that in there. Then from there, we are moving on to coconut sugar. I love anything coconut. I wanna hear what some of you guys, if any of you are plant-based or if you're trying to be plant-based, what are some of your favorite recipes? I'd love for you to share them with me. I follow some pretty cool Instagram accounts that have great vegan recipes. My favorite is the Medical Medium. He's actually where I got this recipe from. There's also Vegan Sazon, because I know a lot of you guys are like, hold on, I'm Latina, how am I gonna live this vegan life with all the foods that I like to eat? So she's super dope. It's a Cuban girl who recreates all of our favorite things from plátanos to, like she just makes incredible, incredible Latino dishes, but vegan style. Okay, so some cinnamon there. I love cinnamon. Then we're also gonna do some nutmeg, just a little bit of that, add a little kick to the situation. And then I'm gonna end it off with some baking powder. So now that we've got all this mixed together, we're now gonna mix our dry and our wet ingredients. Going to pour this in, and it literally should feel exactly like normal pancake batter. So I'm just gonna get my dry and my wet to kind of come together here. Then I will whip it in just a little bit, and this looks exactly like how pancake batter would look. Why does that already smell so good? It's the applesauce, the cinnamon mixture, the nutmeg, that coconut sugar, all good. So guys, if you're wondering why this is vegan, obviously you notice that we no longer have eggs in the mix. We also don't have traditional milk in the mix. We're using almond milk, and what is replacing the eggs is the applesauce. So now that I've got my bumps out of this, we're gonna head on over to the stove. My husband actually swears that I make the best pancakes ever, and I'm about to give you the tip as to why. It's a major secret. Well, now he'll know the secret, but the key is butter. Now, we all know that butter is not vegan, but now they do have vegan butter. My personal favorite is Earth Balance. I recently saw a meme that said adulting is having a favorite burner on your stove. That is real life. Does anybody have a favorite one? This right here, my favorite burner. So do you see how much butter that is there? That is the key to creating crispy rims on your pancakes. I like to know exactly the size by using a tablespoon, and then I'm going to just delicately place it in the sizzling butter so that you can get the crispy rim around it. So the only thing is the consistency of this might be a little bit different, where like it doesn't just drip right off of your spoon. And like original pancakes, how you know when you're supposed to flip them is that you actually see the little bubbles that appear on top. You won't get that with this, so you kind of have to pay close attention and know when it is time to flip your pancakes. So while my pancakes are cooking, I'm going to show you my apple pie compote that I made over here. Guys, it's so simple. Literally, I chopped up some apples, put it in a bowl with some water, added all my spices, nutmeg, cinnamon, coconut sugar, and kind of just let it work in there. I'm gonna stir them around, and when we're done, this is gonna be what is the topper for our apple pie pancakes. Boom. Now, do you guys see that crispy edge? That is buttery, crispy Jesus on the edge of that. And that, my friends, is what made my husband fall in love with me, among other things, naturally. What I like about these, it almost tastes like a fritter. The consistency is a little bit different from the fluffiness of a pancake, but you guys, I know this is gonna sound like such a traitor in life. I low-key like my apple pie pancakes, my vegan pancakes, better than the original ones that I grew up eating. My mom is not gonna enjoy hearing this, but we are going on vacation as a family, and I know that I am going to be making these apple pie pancakes for my family while in Hawaii, and I can't wait for them to try them and be like, you right, they're delicious. All right, so we're adding the apples on top. So I'm just gonna kind of drape them across, like so. And I can't wait for all of you to try it. And when you try it, make sure that you comment and let me know what you thought about the apple pie pancakes. I've seen it done with blueberries before, and I feel like somebody did raspberry as well, but I'm definitely more of an apple fan. There's also a little bit of drippings in here. I have always hated syrup since I was a little girl. I don't eat my pancakes with syrup. If you wanna add some maple syrup, you can drizzle that on top. That makes it look even prettier. Because this is for me, I do not eat syrup. Let me know in the comments if anybody else is like me. I just think it makes it way too sweet and like slimy in my mouth, and I'm more of a butter girl. So moving right along to lunch, one of the other things that I swore I could not live without being a vegan was sushi. I was like, how am I gonna do this? So I found this amazing recipe for vegetable sushi. Most sushi restaurants that I've been to with my husband actually do serve a vegetable roll. So you do have an option. When you go to a sushi restaurant, you can order a vegetable roll. So that's kind of what we're gonna create right now. We're starting with cauliflower rice, which I think is so awesome because again, if you're doing low carb as well, as a lifestyle, this works perfectly. My husband and I are obsessed with cauliflower rice. We normally do that with a head of cauliflower in our food processor. I let my husband do that. I like to do it the easy way, which is buy cauliflower rice in a bag from the grocery store. They have it everywhere now, from Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, Ralph's. Everyone has it. So I bring it home, and guys, I just microwave it in the microwave for like 4 minutes so that it gets more of like a sticky consistency, so that it feels more like rice. All right, so we're gonna take our cauliflower rice, and that is gonna be the base of our sushi roll. We're just pretty much going to, you're only gonna put it on actually half of the seaweed paper. I know a lot of you are like, well, where the heck am I gonna get the seaweed paper from? A lot of grocery stores now have it. You might find it in the Asian section, or just Google like where your nearest like Asian grocery store is. So you're gonna wanna make sure that you push your seaweed down a bit and that it's more towards the end of your seaweed that's facing you so that you have this space to roll on top. All right, now we're gonna add our fillings, which are going to be peppers, which I love. And again, you're gonna place that in the middle, not on the sides, because when you roll it up, you want it to be in the middle. So I'm gonna put some peppers, one of each color, just because that looks pretty. We're gonna add some cucumber. I'm gonna put a really thin slice of cucumber, a little bit of carrot strings. What are these called? Shredded carrots? You wanna make sure that you go all the way across, like so. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side so that I don't just have filling on one side of my sushi roll. I like to make life simple, especially when it comes to cooking. If you're hungry, there's nothing worse than feeling like this is gonna take me forever to do, and by the time I'm finished, I might not even be hungry anymore. So another thing that I add to it is avocado. Guys, I'm avocado obsessed. Am I the only one that can eat just a straight up avocado in its shell with a spoon? Let me know in the comments below if you like aguacates like that. I love avocados, they're my favorites. Doing that all the way across. Now I'm gonna add some sesame seeds to the mix. I like that in there, just like that, sprinkle it. I like a lot of sesame seeds. I also feel like this is a really sexy thing to do together as a couple. Yeah, I'm pretty much referring to the Sex and the City movie where Samantha, covered herself in sushi. With that being said, I feel like this would be a sexy thing to do together as a couple. Like both of you set up and you're like, okay, babe, and you instruct him through it. This is like a good vegan date night situation. Moving right along, I personally love sriracha mayo. So I would actually wanna put some sriracha mayo in this mix. So I'm gonna do that right now. Hold please. I have my sriracha. I have my vegan mayo, AKA Veganese. So I'm gonna put it in this little bowl here and a dollop of veganese. And then again, you don't have to do sriracha. It can be anything from either like a sweet chili sauce, which I love. Guys, I just found out about this. It is called Coconut Aminos garlic sauce, and it is like a vegan version and a gluten-free version of soy sauce. So I'm all about this life. It's amazing. Only 2 carbs. That works lovely. So I love this. So this will be my sauce, my soy sauce. But again, you also can do it with a Thai sweet chili sauce. That is amazing. But yeah, I'm making my sriracha mayo over here. Open that. That was a pleasant sound. I swear these things only happen to me. Mix that up. Guys, I use sriracha mayo for everything. I do it in my sandwiches. It's life. Okay, so I know a lot of you guys have been to sushi restaurants where they just call it spicy mayo. Same concept. So I am going to layer that in here like so. I'm gonna put on the ends so I take my first bite. It's gonna be amazing. And now it's time to roll it up. So you're gonna start at the end, like so. So you're gonna fold over, like so, and fold over again. This is a nice big roll, people. This is a nice thick roll. Then you're gonna add some water at the end so that your seaweed will stick, even though my cauliflower was nice and moist enough to make it all just fall apart. You get the point. No one said I was a, oh, that's actually not bad. So for dinner, we've got sweet potato crust pizza. You guys, I was so heartbroken when I found out that cauliflower pizza still has, like the cauliflower crust that you buy from Trader Joe's or all those places that are frozen, has eggs and milk in it. So I stopped eating that, and now I make my own sweet potato crust pizza at home. Again, this is something so fun to do as a couple or even with children. If you have kids, they can get involved in this. This is super easy. Got some sweet potatoes, cut it up, boiled it. Here it is. Now I'm gonna mash it up. So this is how we make the crust. Once you've got that mashed up pretty well, you're then going to add some coconut flour, which we used while making our apple pie pancakes. So once you start a vegan lifestyle, you'll actually start using a lot of the same ingredients that are replacements for the normal stuff that we use. I also love the fact that because we're using a sweet potato crust, it will have a slight sweetness to it. I don't know about you, but I am a huge fan of sweet and salty. You already know this. Have you seen my weird food video? Add the frickle to the goat cheese. Hallelujah. Now we're gonna also add arrowroot starch flour. And most of your grocery stores like Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, Sprouts, those kind of places definitely have these ingredients. So now that you've got your mixture combined, you're now gonna add your seasoning. Things that you would normally find in pizza seasonings, which would be like oregano and basil. So we're gonna add a little bit of that in there. Boom, a little bit of this, and mix it some more. This is pretty legit over here. So now that I've mixed my sweet potato dough for my crust, I'm gonna place it in the middle of a cooking pan, a baking pan like so. And now we're gonna transfer our dough to the center of it. There. Really, let's get our hands involved in this situation. Get all of your dough. I feel like we're about to make ourselves a little personal pan pizza. So at this point, you guys, you should have your oven being preheated at 400 degrees. What I love so much about doing personal pan pizzas is it allows the whole family to get involved. My husband and I do this all the time with our friends. And it also allows you to create your own toppings, and it feels very personal. Get it? Voila! So you're gonna pop this baby in the oven at 400 degrees for 20 minutes until the top gets hard. Here we go. Now comes the fun part. We are about to start adding our toppings to this. Now, a lot of you know that for all the crazy things I eat, same way I love, love, love things, I hate, hate, hate tomatoes. So I personally do not like tomato sauce on my pizza. So instead, I actually do pesto sauce and another sauce that I absolutely love. Pardon the name, this is literally the name of the sauce. It's called Heat Bitchin' Sauce. It is a dip, a spread, or a smother on your favorite savory foods, and I love it. It actually is vegan, of course, and it's actually like an almond dip. That sounds really gross, but I swear to you, it tastes delicious. My husband loves tomato sauce, so he does his with tomato. It's actually pretty spicy, but I love it. And again, you can do whatever you want on yours. I've even seen people now use chimichurri sauce or like a fake ricotta. So now that we've got my sauce down, now we're moving on to my pesto. Now, a lot of pesto sauces are not vegan, so you wanna make sure that it says vegan, dairy-free on top and all that good stuff. Power of Plants, I like this brand. A lot of you may ask yourself, okay, I don't have time to do this. I wanna be a vegan, I wanna live a plant-based lifestyle, but I don't have the time to do it. I promise it to you, it is so worth it to actually create your own food at home, because even when you go to vegan restaurants, you don't actually know what they're putting in the food. So there's just great confidence in what you're eating when you've created it yourself and you know exactly what's going into your meals. So I actually have been cooking a lot more since becoming vegan. Lord help us. Oh, there we go. Now we're coming. There we go. There's a little oil in there, but I'm gonna pour some of that oil off to the side. And now we shall add the pesto. Oh, I love a good pesto-based pizza. Pesto is everything. I also like to add pine nuts to my pesto. I don't have that with me now, but that's just bomb. Moving right along, now we're gonna move on to nut cheese, which is a fake mozzarella cheese that's actually made from cashew milk. Crazy, right? Okay. Sprinkle that on top. I love a lot of cheese. Love cheese. Also, if you still have cravings for meat, which sometimes I do have, I am obsessed with like Beyond Meat crumbles and those kind of crumbles, and you can find that in your grocery store. And I've got some right here called Smart Ground, and it's by Light Life. This, guys, you guys, it low-key tastes better than meat. I love arugula. Gonna add a little bit of that on top of here, and I'm going back in with some more pesto, people. I've got all these veggies here, but it's really up to you, whatever it is that you wanna add. I love onions, I love peppers, so that's what I'm gonna add to mine. We've got tomatoes here. Hate tomatoes, but if that's your thing, rock out, people. We are going to pop this baby back into the oven so that my cheese can melt perfectly. When I first started eating plant-based, I was like, how am I gonna live without cheese? I'm like, I'm just too French to be vegan. So with that being said, I have kind of become a vegan cheese connoisseur. Some of the cheeses do not melt and some of them are awful and others are really great. So don't get discouraged. You just gotta go on the hunt for the right one that you love that actually has the cheesy, ooey gooey consistency. This one, which is called alged nut cheese, is definitely one of the best ones for the mozzarella, but I also do love Daya. You just gotta let it melt for long enough. It has to get hot enough or else it will have a weird consistency. So I hope that this helped you guys see kind of the things that I eat, the things that I create for myself, my favorite vegan recipes. All the recipes and all the ingredients that I used are in the description below, so make sure that you click the link to get all the info on this. Love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next week. Mwah.